Ed from Pinball Mayhem here. Time to introduce a new project I picked up. This is introduction for Electro Kennel Club by, I'm not even sure anymore, PMC ESP. It gets a little confusing. It all started a few years ago at the Chicagoland Jukebox Show where somebody had this for sale. Ended up not buying it that year. A couple years later, they still had it. I talked to them and ended up making a deal on it. And being that I have greyhounds and I feel strongly about the rescue greyhound program, always, you've seen them in other videos. I always thought, there's not that many arcade games that actually feature greyhound racing. Most of them are horse racing themed, so I've decided to purchase this. And that's what I started with this plug. At the time I thought, hey, that's probably just some operator plug that they put in to extend it, because I've seen that in other wall games where they just have like a 4-pin plug or something. And I'm like, well, that's interesting. So at the time I just continued searching for more parts of this game. There was no videos online at the time, no not any information at all. And over just asking and keep my eyes out, I found, I forget which one of these, I found these. A friend, someone that I worked with at MGC a lot, he happened to have one of these he sold me, which is really great. And picked up this other one. I forget. I kept picking up these as I could find them. I didn't even open them up. I just made sure I had them. Then I found at a operator another one of these. Actually, I think the operator had the white one. I got the yellow dog from my friend. I got another yellow dog and some empty cases. Now, these are just no backs or whatever, but they are the correct case. So I thought, well, grab them in case somebody wants them. Now, unfortunately, this one here actually has midway control inside for like a darts or something like that. So this one, it's useful for the sticker. You get recreated, you save the case, the button, but the insides are really nothing I can use. These two do appear to be complete. They do appear to have the correct transmitter, and they also had 2 of these 9-volt batteries in each of them. These are old. This is the better of the 4, and I have, doing this one-handed. There we go. All right, so this is the inside. You can see the transmitter coils labeled with 10. Put too much stress on these wires. This is the circuitry, and this is where the 2 batteries were clamped underneath this clamp. Here's the other battery holder. It does work on a single battery. It's 9 volts. They're in parallel, so it's just more amperage, more life if you put 2 batteries in there. And the interesting part is this one actually had on the coil transmitter part number 1A13-11. So this one's 10, this is 11, that's the transmitter. Now in the other unit is the receiver. So that's kind of all I had until really recently. And then I met, I also will want to show you the manual. I do have a manual now. Very important. Without this, I wouldn't be able to troubleshoot this game. A lot of detail. What voltages, it goes into what gates on what chips do what. So it's pretty much with between the internet, logic probe, and that manual, I'll be able to troubleshoot it. So more time passed, and I was able to pick up a front panel. This front panel has a little bit of staining on it, but overall it's in decent shape. The back is not perfect, a little dirty, so it's going to take some time to detail it, but it's no holes in it, it's complete. And notice it says play ESP Electro Kennel Club in the middle. Interesting. And then the last part, which I just got about a week ago, is the actual rest of the complete game. And the gentleman, he also had the manual, and he did state that hey, I don't have the remotes, I don't have the coin box, and I don't have any of the know if it works, but it did power up and do this. I haven't done much of anything to this unit yet. I wanted to show you guys pretty much the state I got it. And at first I thought, well, the rabbit's running around in a circle. That's wrong. It's probably stuck in some halfway play mode. But reading the manual, it says in when it's not being played, it's in a track mode where the rabbit's running around, and actually after a game the score will stay on there and it will circle 3 times before it resets it and starts the next game. So it's very useful that I actually have that, but also keep in mind that it has the PMC logo put over the ESP. So the ESP came first, and looking online I've seen that there's 2 different flyers. There's actually 3, I think, with different art and different names on it. So I'm going to put this, let me show you the back side of this. You can see all those little light, it's dirty, but I'm not complaining. I'm really happy to have this because the one on here has some damage. And it just kind of holds on a pivot, a little bit of rust on this bad boy, but that can all be cleaned up carefully. I'm going to put this off to the side to protect it. And then this is actually not hinged on, I just have it setting in front of here to show you the lights. Where you can see the rabbit going in circles. One thing I did notice is somebody added extra wire around the outside here for the antenna. I'm not going to really mess with that too much, but you can see the rabbit circling. These are all 47 bulbs, I believe. Whole game, yep, the whole game is 47 bulbs. Wait, let me check a few of the ones that are on all the time. Just, yep, GE47. So any standard pinball bulbs you guys have around should fit. I mean, this one's obviously probably burnt out. I got replacements here sitting ready. Once I get everything tested, I'm probably gonna replace like the rabbit loop with brand new bulbs and circle those around and out. So that's pretty much the front, but let me show you the back side. Alright, put that over here. Now we can see the back side. And these are our 2 receiver boards. This is our power supply. Someone's done a little bit of work around here, so I'm going to verify that everything is right. This board says PMC on it, which is interesting, rather than ESP. So I'm not sure the correlation between those 2 yet. This is the receiver board. This is the other receiver board. There's some cracking on it. These are what talk to the remotes, and this is the little receiver coil. This is actually missing a lug, the core in it, and this is receiver part number 1A1210. So these do, both these boards work. I ended up snapping this receiver coil off and put it on here, and was able to test it with a meter across the diode. There's a little diode here and here. This is from 1972-73, and they had diodes on it. This is a little diode. I think the right one is burnt out, but I was able to test it, and when I press the button I get an amp draw on it, and when I press the button I get a change in the voltage across that diode that matches the other voltage. So I'm pretty sure this diode's burned out. And so I have a little trouble starting games, but you can see down here that 8-pin connector that matches what's on that coin box. I was pleasantly surprised that it matched, that it was the right one. We have pretty much our transformer, our power supply, our 2 receivers that talk to our logic board, and then we have our, I think these are a general light bulb control board here. This, I believe, is the dog control board, so this controls the dogs moving, and this one controls the rabbits. These are both almost the same part number. I'm pretty sure they're the same board. And even got the label coin box cable connector down there, which is great. So at this point, I just want to start troubleshooting, get that LED working, start with my voltages, my capacitors on this. I'm going to just work my way across. I'm going to check all the connections with the coin box, make sure the coin box switch registers once plugged in, and see if I can credit it up and go from there. Right now I did plug it in, and I also have to look for the spare part so I can have both dogs working. If I had the other controller that was broken But if it had the right innards, I could steal the core, but I don't. And I do believe I have a line on another remote as well. So I just keep on collecting parts till this is complete. Or I'm going to keep an eye out for in arcade swap meets and online. If anyone says, I got a couple boards that look like this, even if it's the wrong receiver, I believe that's tuned to be channel 11 or channel 12 or 10. So if I can get more of these, I will as well, because this one actually has some pretty nasty cracks and I have to have some jumpers and some stuff glued in the back. It does function though, so I'm not going to complain. Same with this oversized heat shrink. See if I need to fix it. So I'm going to start with voltages, input connectors, and be able to see if I can get it to react to a coin up and go from there. And also, if I see anything that I know wrong, I'm going to fix it right away, because I don't think that diode is going to cause a problem. It does just go to a voltage, so it should not be causing a problem. But just in case, I'm going to check it. But I think there is some logic issue on this board that I need to be concerned with. This cap, these are electrolytics here. This one looks like a film cap, so I don't know, but I will look into it. And there's also an adjustment somewhere for frequency. So this whole thing takes 60 hertz and cuts it down. The fact that the rabbit is moving tells me that that frequency circuit and chip is fully functioning. So that's also in the book. The book is everything. So yeah, stay tuned for the next step. I'll keep you up to date with how the progress goes. Next, I'm just going to start cleaning more up and doing more troubleshooting. Hopefully I can get somewhere. Thank you.